Tonight at 5, a Madison High School student is killed while walking to school. What police are able to tell us about exactly what happened.
And tracking part 2 of a Clipper-like weather system that's going to bring a little mix to the Friday morning commute. How much snow can you expect? I'll let you know in a moment.
Plus, how a now arrested Madison teacher is allegedly connected to a child sex crime case in Texas.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5. And good evening. Thanks for staying with us.
We're continuing our coverage tonight about a deadly crash that happened this morning. The Madison School District is confirming one of its students, a 17-year-old, was killed.
Nash Dara has been bringing us coverage live from the scene all day, and he joins us now with more specific information from police. Nash?
Eric and Susan, it is tragic news that has been confirmed that a 17-year-old was killed earlier this morning after being struck by a vehicle on his way to school. 911 responded to South Park Street near Burr Oak Lane 5 minutes after the call at around 7:43 a.m. When on the scene, police began to secure the area, treat the victim, and talk to witnesses. I spoke with the Madison Police Department's Public Information Officer, Stephanie Fryer, who confirmed the victim's name and gender have not yet been identified.
Really want to stress that, this teen did nothing wrong. They were just on their way to school when this unfortunate incident happened, and was not jaywalking, didn't appear to be, goofing around when they were entering the road, just, was crossing as they should have been doing and was hit by a vehicle.
The female driver of the vehicle remained at the scene after the incident, but right now the exact cause of the accident is still unknown as police look for factors such as impairment, speed, and other possible components. We reached out to the Madison School District and they could not confirm or identify the school that the student has attended. For now, on Madison's South Side, Nash Dara, News 3 Now.
All right, Nash, thank you.
Now to some developing news. We are learning 3 people are hurt after a car crashed into a Fitchburg car dealership earlier today. It was about 11:45 this morning. Police responding to the West Beltline Highway for this crash. 3 people in the building at Zimbrick Used were hurt. We're told 2 have serious injuries. All were taken to the hospital. The driver stayed on scene and is cooperating now with police. Right now, there's no indication that they drove into the building on purpose.
Now turning to the weather, Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington is here with a look at what to expect tonight and tomorrow. Alex?
Susan, Eric, southern Wisconsin, we're expecting another round of light snow tonight, kind of eyeing up the same areas that we saw this morning. Future Track showing that light snow activity north up towards Juneau, Adams, Marquette, Green Lake counties right around the midnight hour. But let's put Future Track into motion and show you where this snow is going to line up as we go through the rest of the evening. We move forward just a little bit here towards 4 o'clock. It swings to the south here towards the Dells, Juneau, Beaver Dam area, Watertown, Madison, over towards Janesville around 4 o'clock in the morning. As we head towards 6 o'clock, though, it's out of here. It's a very quick little blip, another piece of that Clipper-like weather system, similar to what we saw this morning. They may be breaking into partly sunny skies, but don't let those partly sunny skies fool you. After a mild start to the day, temperatures are going to fall. Sharp cutoff with that snow. Camp Douglas to the Dells, over towards Madison and Janesville, southwest Wisconsin. You may get no snow at all, but you could expect a little bit of freezing drizzle and some patchy fog with this Clipper-like weather system moving on through. Low temperatures tonight, right around 30 or so here in Madison. A little bit warmer off towards the south and west. That's warm air that's being drawn in to the Clipper system. And as we head into Friday, early highs in the mid-30s, then falling temperatures. What are those temperatures going to do with all of the outdoor festivities this weekend? I'll let you know when I come back in just a few minutes.
All right, Alex, thank you. And with that chance of wintry mix, plows with the Madison Streets Division will be out all night tonight. You may also see them during rush hour tomorrow morning. They'll be out on the 800 miles of traffic lanes that make up the main streets in Madison. Still, you should be ready for slow and slippery travel on your morning commute.
And you can track the forecast for yourself with our First Warn Weather app with hourly conditions, the status of our roads as well, radar and more. You can download it for free in your phone's app store. Just search WISC Weather.
Right now, a teacher from the Madison School District is in jail accused of sexually exploiting a juvenile from Texas.
Our Brady Mallory joins us now with what we know about the teacher and the charges in this case against him. Brady.
This is 58-year-old David Fawcett. Madison School's website lists him as a reach teacher at Nuestro Mundo. That's the district's east side bilingual school. News 3 Now has contacted Madison School officials earlier today. They tell us Fawcett is currently on administrative leave. Madison police say law enforcement from Texas referred the case to them. That information led to his arrest on Wednesday. At about 7 in the morning, multiple Madison police units and the State Department of Justice served a warrant on Spate Street. Law enforcement then booked Fawcett into the Dane County Jail. The sheriff's website says he faces 2 charges, one for possessing child sexual abuse material and another for the sexual exploitation of a child. Both of those are felony offenses. Fawcett hasn't been formally charged in either state yet. And there hasn't been any implication from police that there are potential victims here in Madison. The only allegations were out of Texas. That's what we are aware of so far. Susan and Eric.
Brady, thank you. Governor Evers, the Wisconsin Elections Commission, and 6 liberal-leaning voting organizations are criticizing the legal argument that Madison and its former clerk are making in an effort to dismiss a case over lost ballots. The lawsuit is over the 193 absentee ballots that went uncounted in the November 2024 election. The city claims the case should be thrown out because the right to vote by the absentee ballot is a privilege, not a right. Governor Evers and the WEC filed a brief pushing back on that, saying that could set a dangerous precedent.
Right now, the Department of Public Instruction has $1 million in limbo.
If DPI doesn't receive the money soon, it might lead to layoffs. Our Tanasia Shaw is here with more. Tanasia?
Hi, Susan and Eric. That's right. The Joint Finance Committee decided to hold off on approving $1 million for the current fiscal year. Chairmen say they want to look into allegations about DPI spending. Dairyland Sentinel put an article out saying that DPI spent nearly $400,000 at a conference. The conference took place in 2024 at Wisconsin Dells. The amount spent by DPI is raising concerns. DPI says without the money, they might have to lay off staff, and this could impact how they thoroughly do their jobs. Lawmakers say they want to look into these claims before making a final decision.
Taxpayer use of funds at a resort for a conference, and it's since it's so new, we just want the opportunity to at least review what's going on there with this questionable use of funds, at least according to that report that's very new. And so we just want to hit pause on that.
The Department of Public Instruction responded to me saying that context is needed, saying in part, quote, the Ford exam has been taken out of context. This was a 4-day workshop that brought together nearly 100 Wisconsin educators and national assessment experts to review the statewide assessment. They go on to say that, quote, the figure cited in the recent politically motivated blog post is misleading. It reflects the total cost of administrating the workshop, including DRC staff salaries, secure laptops, meeting spaces, hotel and travel costs, and lodging and reimbursement for panelists and other vendor expenses. At the meeting Tuesday, Rep. Mark Bourne said that this will likely take several weeks to investigate. I reached out to members of the Joint Finance Committee, but I have not heard back yet.
Follow it, Tanasia. Thank you. In health news, the American Society of Plastic Surgeons is urging members to delay gender transition surgeries for patients who are under 19 years old. The guidance marks a shift from most major U.S. medical groups, which support treatments for adolescents with gender dysphoria. The treatments include puberty blockers, hormone therapy, and in rare cases, surgery. The society described a lack of quality research on surgical outcomes and emerging evidence of complications and possible harm. The move drew praise from the Trump administration, which is pushing to restrict federal funding for hospitals that offer gender-affirming care.
And that pressure led UW Health to indefinitely pause some of its gender-affirming care options last month. That significantly limits options for transgender patients. Today, the legislature's Transgender Parent and Non-Binary Advocacy Caucus held a meeting with representatives from UW Health and also Children's Hospital in Milwaukee about the recent decision. The group says the meeting was, quote, constructive, but emphasized serious consequences the pause has on mental and physical well-being of transgender children.
As Black History Month continues, we're speaking to Black Madison leaders about local civil rights.
And one Madison alder recently reflected on how other Black leaders impacted his life while he grew up. In 2022, Madison renamed Memorial High School to Vel Phillips Memorial High School. Phillips was a prominent Wisconsin civil rights advocate who rose to become Wisconsin Secretary of State. Local alder and activist Isidore Knox knew Phillips and says she was integral to civil rights in Wisconsin.
But she was really good close friends with my dad, so significant person. Very. She has to be the most prominent African American, not just woman, but African American in terms of historic achievements in the state of Wisconsin.
Well, Knox expressed respect for Phillips, standing up on her own and working to help advance Black causes. You can hear more about what Black leaders think about Dane County and its touted progressive values tonight on News 3 Now at 10.
A little later at 5, a local group that provides free support services for people with cancer is growing.
Hear from a survivor about why the expansion of Gilda's Club is important for people just like her.
And it sounds like a light wintry mix may impact your morning commute, sort of a repeat of what we saw today. Alex is back with whether you should expect the roads to stay slick through much of the day.
And still ahead, why people who work in the senior care industry are concerned amid the Trump administration's immigration crackdown, how it could impact their jobs.
A day of major losses on Wall Street. The Dow tumbles more than 592 points. The Nasdaq closed down another 364. The S&P closes down 84. And we'll be right back.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5, moving forward.
We're back with more local news. Artists have the chance to apply to get their work on a rooftop exhibit at Monona Terrace.
Art on the Rooftop is a free sculpture exhibition that showcases the rooftop gardens and the facility as another must-see Madison destination. Monona Terrace and the Madison Arts Commission are looking for original sculptures made within the last 5 years that engage visitors and complement the Frank Lloyd Wright designed architecture of the terrace. The submissions are due on March 5th. More information about what the requirements are and how to apply, it's all on the City of Madison website.
This weekend, the annual 3-day Winter Carnival returns to Lake Mendota. There will be fireworks starting at 7 o'clock Saturday night, and the Frozen Assets 5K is also this weekend. That's one of the world's only races all on ice. But will the lake be frozen enough for all of those festivities? That's the big question.
And the guy to answer it is Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington, who joins us now with the full story.
I think they'll be A-OK on Saturday and on Sunday as well. Temperature on Saturday will dip down to 21. Just one more cold day in there because I've been promising the warm stuff. Even Sunday, temperature staying just below freezing at 31. Look at the winds, too, on Saturday and on Sunday. Light for a change, although we will have to worry a little bit about that wind chill Saturday morning. Even a 5-mile-per-hour wind with some of those temperatures getting down close to 0 to 5 above for a low temperature Saturday morning brings that wind chill down to anywhere between 0 and -5, maybe -10 in some areas. But we also have, before the temperatures this weekend, with a little bit of a roller coaster, we got that wintry mix tonight going on into Friday morning with temperatures this weekend moderating into the 30s. And it gets warmer after that. Future Track showing snow shower activity. Camp Douglas, Dells, Madison by 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. This is an update here. As quickly as 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, that snow is out of here. But it's going to eye up a very specific part of southern Wisconsin with maybe even a few breaks in the clouds as we head into Friday. A couple peaks of that sunshine, but don't let it fool you because the temperatures are going to be dropping throughout the day on Friday. Really clear where that snow is going to eye up. Camp Douglas to the Dells, to Madison, to Janesville, southwest Wisconsin. You might not get anything at all, but some freezing drizzle we all stand the chance of getting tonight, and a little bit of patchy fog down locally, perhaps as low as a mile, maybe even some areas of patchy dense fog getting down a little bit lower than that. So be on guard Friday morning, no matter where you're at. That wintry mix and that little bit of patchy freezing drizzle, that patchy dense fog will wake up with us on Friday morning. But you might want to just take it a little bit on the easy side. Highs in the low to mid 30s before the cold air seeps into the area as we go into Friday afternoon, going on into Friday evening, and fast forwarding here into the weekend. There's that cold day, 21, morning low Friday night of 5. Then look at those temperatures moderate. We got the big football day on Sunday. Beautiful day for driving about. Maybe you've got to get to a place to watch the game. On Monday, 40 for high temperature, 43 on Tuesday. Raindrops, not snowflakes. Raindrops in the forecast. 30s for the rest of the week. And heads up, Valentine's Day looking mild and sunny at this point in time. Got to talk about something else, though, for next week. With temperatures in the 30s and the 40s by day, you get a little bit of that snow melting. That water goes out on area roadways, over the sidewalks. At nighttime, we get below freezing. So then that freezes on up. And then we get some slick spots that sometimes you're not ready for on the sidewalks and sometimes on area roads. We call that black ice. So be careful. Every single morning next week, we could have little patches of black ice on those sidewalks and on those untreated surfaces. So be ready for that as we head into Friday. And it wouldn't be me without showing a view or photo here. This is from Burnett. North and east up on 151 up to the north and east of Beaver Dam. Kay, thank you for sending us this picture. I think we got a swan right in the lower part of that picture. They had some snow areas north and east in Madison. Saw some snowflakes this morning. Scan that QR code in the upper left-hand part of your screen. I want to see your weather photos. I know you got a phone, very likely, very close to your hand nearby. So scan the QR code. I'll give you another opportunity. And if you don't have the First Warn Weather app downloaded, that's WIC Weather in your app store. 85 would be nice, but this is just to show you here that there's a submit button in the lower right-hand part of your screen, and that allows you to show those photos and allows us to show those photos, I should say. But be ready tomorrow morning, Susan and Eric, a couple of slick spots before the warm weather returns.
All right, Alex, thank you. A local organization offering free resources for people with cancer is expanding. Gilda's Club Madison is now Gilda's Club Wisconsin. The group says the name change reflects the growing number of people across the state who rely on its support services. While the clubhouse remains in Middleton, Gilda's Club serves people across the state through its in-person and virtual programs. One of the group's ambassadors, a cancer survivor herself, tells us how Gilda's support groups helped her and why she's happy to see it grow.
There's people that understand. That's something I longed for. I just needed to know someone. I wasn't crazy. Someone got it.
Anyone looking to learn more about Gilda's Club Wisconsin and its free cancer support programs can go to gildasclubwi.org.
When we return, whether the president is continuing to back his Homeland Security Secretary amid widespread criticism of the administration's enforcement tactics in the Twin Cities. That's next at 5.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5. Moving forward.
And we do have breaking news. We've just received more information about the deadly crash that happened earlier on Madison's south side. The Madison School District confirming the student killed while walking to school went to Madison West High School. The principal there at West also sent a letter out via email to West families just a bit ago. The student was crossing the street when the car hit them. This was near South Park Street and Burr Oak Lane. We'll continue to keep you updated as we receive more information right here on News 3 Now.
In national news, the president is defending his administration amid criticism of his immigration policy. During today's National Prayer Breakfast, the president told guests he is not going to fire Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem. Noem has been under fire since the killing of 2 U.S. citizens at the hands of Federal Border Patrol and ICE agents in Minneapolis. While the president expressed frustration over those incidents, Democrats say they won't put any money into the department until the administration agrees to make changes.
I'm not happy with what happened there. Nobody can be happy, and ICE wasn't happy either. But I'm going to always be with our great people of law enforcement.
Not one more penny for ICE until we get some restraints in place.
A deal signed earlier this week extends some funding for DHS, but only for 2 weeks. Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle aren't convinced they'll be able to compromise by then. Noem will testify about the administration's immigration enforcement tactics before the Senate Judiciary Committee next month.
For now, a federal judge has paused the Trump administration's termination of temporary protected status for hundreds of thousands of Haitians. Now, that order allows holders to live and work in the U.S. It was set to expire this week, but the uncertainty has many who work in the elder care industry worried about what these immigration changes could mean for their field.
When we make changes to our immigration policies, when we suspend the opportunity for people to come to this country or send them back to their home country, it creates enormous amount of disruption.
Information from KFF, a health policy research group, says immigrants make up more than a quarter of workers who provide direct care in long-term settings. On any given day, the aging services industry is contending with more than 300,000 openings.
Now to a recall alert. An air purifier sold online is being recalled for a fire risk. There have been 37 reports of the Arroweye overheating. In one incident, it started a fire. The recall affects about 200,000 products sold on Amazon, Temu, TikTok, and Shopify. If you have one manufactured before July and with a serial number starting with BN, stop using it. Contact AeroEve for a replacement.
And stay with us. We're back with a final check of your First One forecast after a short break. Coming up tonight at 6, our consumer reporter Michelle Renee Quinn tells us why Americans are paying more to power their homes and has tips on how you can cut costs. That's in the next 30 minutes. Join us for News 3 Now at 6.
A reminder, the first round of voting for this year's Madison Magazine's Best of Madison is now underway. Through the entire month of February, you can nominate any person, place, or thing to do in a wide variety of categories. This round is write-in only, and you can only vote once a day in each category per valid email address. You can also, by the way, buy tickets to the Best of Business Luncheon on our website, channel3000.com.
And Alex is back. Final check of the forecast.
Little wintry mix tomorrow morning. Sometimes that's the price we pay when we have warm air trying to move in. You get a weather system. You don't get snow. You get snow and a little bit of freezing drizzle. But some slick spots are a possibility tomorrow morning, so be on the lookout for that. Then we got 20s in the forecast. I have promised the warm-up. I will maintain my promise. We will be in the 30s by the time we get to Sunday. How about 40s? Try that on for size. 40 Monday, 43. Even Valentine's Day, temperatures in the mid-30s to around 40. Average highs are right around 30 for this time of year. So staying way above average the next 10 days. And at 6, how long will we be above average? I'll let you know.
That'll get you some Best of Madison votes, that forecast. Thanks for watching tonight at 5, everybody.
We'll be back in 30 minutes. Join us for News 3 Now at 6. Have a good evening.